Earth 2020. Society is in ruins, and a virus runs rampant among the world's humble citizens. They are lost. In these dark times, three wayward nerds cross paths at the House of India and realize they are destined to be friends. And so they did. This is their story. The story of the Side Quest.
Cheers.
I'm still working on this Dr. Pepper.
Oh, yeah.
You're a good boy, Lance. You gonna be on the podcast today, boy?
Ooh, welcome back to the Side Quest podcast. My name's Matt.
I'm BJ.
I'm Luke.
And that's Lance.
Lance, look at the camera.
Look over there.
It's like, no, nobody's over there.
Oh, good boy. And, yeah, it's another week. We have a lot to talk about.
I have a very quick story that I need to say because it's very indicative, whatever.
Yeah.
It's what I've been doing this week because of so last week Cyberpunk, great session, it was amazing,
Incredible.
phenomenal.
That's one of the things we need to touch on.
I immediately went home and started playing Cyberpunk 2077.
I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, I knew that happened too.
The problem is I'm not playing Cyberpunk
Because
anymore.
you know how we knew that happened? Because you sent us the pic of Vic. Or of,
Vic.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not playing Cyberpunk 2077 anymore because I was drunk, as one does sometimes. You're chilling at home, whatever. Long day at work. Let me drink some beer.
I just spilled a shit ton of this somehow on me.
Probably just some splashback.
No, like a shit ton of drink.
Shit ton of drink.
Oh well.
Yeah.
I'll be wet.
So I was drunk and I was on the PlayStation Store, which was a bad idea. And I was just like going through looking at like just games. I'm like, oh, I want to get this game. I might get this game. This will be fun to play. Just like in my head, like, well, so far, like I finished Rebirth. I'm gonna let you borrow the PS5 anyway. So I'm like, I'm not gonna buy anything on the PS5 right now. Whatever. And I was going through, that game Rise of the Ronin, like showed up on a couple PlayStation stuff, whatever.
Uh-huh.
It's from the same guys who do Neo. Looks cool, great, awesome. And I was like, what's in the deluxe edition? And I scrolled over and hit X, and I guess my drunken haze was like, oh, whatever. And I kind of like came to, and it said, thank you for your purchase. We'll email you a receipt. I was like, what the fuck? And I checked, and I'm like, I bought the digital deluxe edition, which is $97, like with tax and all that. And I was like, fuck me, dude.
Oh my
and I was
God.
so.
Have you been playing it?
Yeah, because I'm like, fuck it. I spent almost $100. I'm gonna play the fucking game. It's actually pretty good. And that's
Well,
not
it fucking better
I was
be.
gonna say that's not the buyer's remorse talking. It's actually good because it's the Neo team, and so they know how to do combat pretty well. But I was so mad for it was because I went to work the next day and it was like I just fucking spent almost $100. And PlayStation has a shitty refund policy, which is not at all.
PlayStation is like, you're gonna give us your money by accident one time and you will never see that money again.
Yeah,
They do have a refund policy?
it's very, very like
It's virtually impossible to get a refund from
Yeah.
them.
me saying that I got drunk and spent money. They'd be like, damn, that's crazy. Yeah.
iTunes has a very easy and open like anything like from the Apple Store has a very easy because like parents would go onto their account and they see like $10,000 missing from an app
Yep.
that their kid would buy. And so all you have to do on like Apple is just be like, my kid bought this, and they'll be like, oh, okay.
I think Steam has it the best.
Yeah.
Because you can just go on there, request it, and then they just review like how much time you spent in the game, and then they'll just give you your money back.
Isn't the caveat is it has to have been a week from buying it, but you can only play like up to 2 hours of it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
which is really good, honestly, because like you're gonna kind of know if you're gonna vibe with the game
Well,
within like an hour. Or
Another
two.
crazy thing is I pre-ordered Uncharted 4 once I knew it was coming out on PC. And then when I built a new PC, my motherboard came with a digital like copy for it. And again, like 4 to 6 months later, I refunded it the pre-order, and they were like, "Oh yeah, there you go."
Nice.
Yeah, Steam is really really good with their pre-orders. I really hope like that can change to like the console market, because Xbox is okay with it. Like if you really have to refund something, if you like explain it they will probably do it. Sony's is just fucking like, damn, that's crazy. This $60 smells real nice, straight from the bank. It's great.
Yeah.
And you're over here going, awesome, great, cool. Well, I'm down, whatever I spent. But yeah, no, Rise of the Ronin is actually pretty fun. I think the game gets kind of unfairly compared to Ghost of Tsushima because it's open world samurai game. But where Ghost of Tsushima is like the Assassin's Creed / Arkham combat, but like in my opinion kind of perfected. It's really solid in that front, and then it's gorgeous storytelling, like cinematography, everything like that. Rise of the Ronin is 100% like, hey, you know Nioh and like Dark Souls, all that kind of stuff, where it's all about the combat. Yeah, it's that kind of game. Also, within like the first few hours, I met Ryoma Sakamoto.
Hell yeah.
Just within, and at first it's like, it's eccentric Ronin, and I'm like, okay, what's up, dude? And then we kept going. He goes, you should meet me when you go back to this town in Yokohama. And I'm like, oh, I know all this shit from Yakuza. This is crazy. He goes, my name is Ryoma Sakamoto. I went, that's the guy.
That's Kiryu.
He's also romanceable, so there you go.
Hell yeah, you can fuck Kiryu.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But the game is it's really you played Nioh 1, right?
Yeah, I've played a fair bit of it.
You know how kind of shit the armor system is?
Mm-hmm.
Where they just keep giving you armor and you're just bombarded with them.
I mean, every Souls game is kind of like that.
But I feel like it's worse in their games. Like even Stranger of Paradise is the worst one.
That's true. In Nioh, it's like every enemy you kill is probably going to give you some form of armor.
And like it's the same thing here, but once you unlock like the Longhouse, which is like your base operations, you can just transmog yourself. Where that'll just be your set thing. Even if you upgrade your armor, it won't change what it looks like.
Every game needs that.
Yeah, no, it's so good. So I'll just constantly be fast traveling back to Longhouse. Be like, I got new armor.
Like
this
you
looks
can
sick.
keep a look, but have different like
and
armor
then, but then
stats.
keep all the stats of just random armor. So like technically, what my character should look like is, because it's set in a point in Japan's history where America and in the UK was like trying to like settle and whatnot.
See, that's what I wish they did with Fallout, because I hate all the fucking Raider outfit. Like especially early game, you just pick up a random ugly Raider outfit that has way better stats than you. You're like, I look like a crackhead.
It's well, that was the thing I did when Cyberpunk, before they did the cyberware stuff. I immediately beelined it. Once I had enough credits to that doctor on the other side of the fucking city where you could just get a base 100 plus defense.
Early Cyberpunk, you had to wear like a pink trench coat and like green booty shorts and a tinfoil hat to be strong.
Yeah, no, I immediately got the cyberware that like bumped up my base defense stat to like 100 or whatever, so then I could just wear whatever I wanted.
Yeah,
because I remember being like, I look like an idiot, and then which to be fair, it doesn't
how
really matter because
no, it does.
Well,
how am I supposed to be the coolest new merc in town?
I'm wearing a sequin dress, sandals,
Balenciagas.
Yeah.
My least favorite stuff was like the crop tops, like the pink crop tops. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, no, I love that too, because this is how you know like Cyberpunk got kind of pushed out the door sooner. This pink crop top has more ballistic defense than a fucking masked Aztec vest or whatever, and I'm like, God dang it, dude. The new update though with the cyberware stuff, it's so much better.
100%.
I also love actually having the humanity stat from the tabletop
and
games,
actually being able to go psycho.
Go psychosis. Yeah, it's crazy.
Go stupid, go crazy.
Dude, so I was on so BJ, I mean, we can transition a little bit into, but BJ was like, I beat Another Crab's Treasure.
I platinumed it. I got all the trophies.
Dude,
and
I haven't gotten super far in it. Like I've been kind of playing it on and off. It's so good.
So I started playing it on my PC, and then because I suck at Souls game, I like after the first like 30 minutes, I was like, I'm just gonna give myself the gun. Because I suck at these, but I want to enjoy. Like I want it. Like again, it would be the same with Elden Ring. Like I want to enjoy the universe that was created. But
someone should make a mod for Elden Ring where you play as Krill with the gun.
100%. So I did that. It's very fun. The platforming's really good. I love the little like fishing line, like traversal stuff. So
there's a point later on where you can use the fishing line to like pull enemies toward you.
Ooh.
And you can also use it as like a lunge attack, like you hook in and you pull yourself to them.
You mean to tell me that I get to do Nero's snatch attacks, brother?
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
There is like a fishing mechanic to it though. On bigger enemies, you have to like pull the line away when they're trying to resist. So there's a weird little fishing mechanic
I love
there.
that this fun little indie game about the crab has like depth to it that most Souls games probably don't.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So as I was on Xbox, the Xbox app on my PC, I noticed that like Senua's Sacrifice or Senua's
The first one.
No, it's the second
Saga.
one. Senua Saga. It was like, oh, like pre-install, and I was like, I should probably do that. I clicked on the page, and it said available in 9 hours. It's out.
That's out today.
It's out today.
And apparently the game is like 8 hours long.
Only
That's why it's only a $50 game. It's not a $70.
$50 for 8 hours.
That's pretty fucking crazy.
I think I should be able to
Another
pay.
Crab's Treasure was $30, and I spent 24 hours in that.
I think if it's
I'm
close to an hour, $1 an hour, I think that's a fair game.
Oh, I disagree because to me it's like I've never liked the hour $1 scenario because like I don't know, like technically I can beat Uncharted like pretty fast and I've spent $60 on it.
But there's also no replayability in Hellblade.
There's also no replayability really in Uncharted either, but I still like those games.
I disagree because in Naughty Dog games I'll replay them until I have everything.
Yeah, I've replayed that like three times now.
I've played all the Uncharted and Last of Us once, and I'm like, cool, that's it. I don't know. I don't have a problem with Hellblade being like 8 hours or whatever, and it being that because of how like knowing that like oh yeah for the development they built a new mocap studio, like all the like tech and shit behind it. They're using Unreal 5. My thing is like if it's visually stunning,
like let's say like that doesn't make any sense. Just because like a company spends billions of dollars on stuff doesn't mean that I should have to spend that much to enjoy it.
The biggest thing here is the fucking time between
That just
when it
feels
was
like
announced.
inflation. Just because my government's throwing away our money doesn't mean I need to pay more for milk.
I guess for me it's like
Thank you.
if that 8
I
hours
rest my case.
if that 8 hours is like perfect, which according to the reviews it's not, so whatever, but if that 8 hours is perfect, I'd rather have a solid 10 out of 10 8-hour experience
I
than
mean, how long was
whatever
Sacrifice?
8 hours. It's the exact same time frame. Yeah,
I'm gonna play it. I'm just gonna wait for it to hit sale
to be
because I still
fair,
haven't.
I have Game Pass, so I'm not gonna buy it regardless. So
I got us into another playtest. I missed the last playtest that
For
I said
Dune?
we signed. Yeah, for the Dune game. But I got a new one for this called Exo something. I'll look it right now. Before I can play it, I have to sign an NDA. But I can at least talk about it. But it's essentially an extraction looter shooter. But it looks like essentially what Advanced Warfare looked like, at least with like the players, like a lot of wall running, a lot of like future tech, but still a little grounded.
for a second there, I was like, does he mean Advanced Wars again?
No,
But
Exoborn.
okay.
Yeah, so I guess we can
Speaking
give that
of
a try.
Speaking of NDAs, did you guys see the whole Marvel? What is it? The Overwatch clone they did. The things
Yes.
with that where it's like
No, I haven't heard about the
the
NDA.
the
so.
NDA straight up says you can't like in legal terms you can't say anything bad about this game.
Of course.
So people who have been playing it. My favorite one was someone tweeted at like a streamer like, "Yo, you've been playing Marvel. How's it? Like, I'm really excited with the game. Hey," and he just went, "Marvel. I don't know if it's like Champions, Legends, whatever. It's like Marvel Legends is a team-based shooter that has this mechanics. Yeah, but how is the game? Marvel Legends is a team-based shooter with this whatever mechanics. The general vibe though that it seems that people because someone broke NDA and just was like, "Fuck, I don't care," and because they can't do anything except just not send them more shit. I think.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
usually
how
how it goes.
But basically, the guy was like, "It's fun. It's got its problems. Like it's the movement's a little too flowy and like loose. It's not like very
Not
like
snappy.
Yeah, and then that.
Which is what you need in competitive games.
Yeah.
No matter what. That's the unfortunate thing.
But
Yeah, you need to have something that you can rely on, or else it's not competitive at all.
You know, I will say probably the best combination of flowy and snappy has been like in competitive play has been Titanfall 2.
Oh, 100%.
Well, again, probably Apex then would fall into
Apex
that.
is very good.
Apex it's fluid motion, but it's also very technical.
Yeah, so I'll give it to Apex, even though I think
I prefer
Apex
Titanfall too, but that's
Apex
yeah.
is dog shit. But
The thing with Apex is that it's like it's of all the battle royales. Like obviously you've got Fortnite, which is like, well, it had the building thing. No, I don't know anybody personally that still uses it. And then they have all their extra game modes. You got Call of Duty, which is just the Call of Duty mechanics in a battle royale, and then you got Apex, which is like a hero shooter battle royale. So like that's why I think those 3 have lasted the longest they are, because they each have something a little different. It's like
it is crazy how, because PUBG is still huge in Asia.
Yeah, I was gonna say not
massively.
For us,
and so it's just interesting how that's still survived. But again,
because it's on mobile.
I feel like they're also in their own ecosystem in Asia.
Well, it's on mobile. They primarily play mobile games. Like they don't play like it's straight up just in. I know in South Korea PC gaming's huge, but a lot.
Stop.
Yeah, they got those big fucking warehouses where they just game all day.
The problem is they play like mostly like the Switch is the highest selling console in Japan, like outright. It beats everything because it's portable. That's that's it. If PlayStation put out like an actual new PSP that could play PS5 games, guarantee it would start selling like hotcakes.
Instead of the tablet that you have to connect to Wi-Fi.
Instead of basically the Wii U for the PS5.
Because here's the other biggest dog shit thing about that is like, I can connect to my computer and play Steam games on my phone if I have a wireless controller.
I mean, you can do that.
Actually, I don't even need a wireless. It has built-in touch controls overlay with touch controls if I really wanted to.
You can do that even on your phone with PlayStation 5. Like the fucking thing is just like I don't get it, because like I've done it. I just put like the backbone on my fucking
Xbox like live stream. That has to be from your console though, correct? On your phone, or can it be from anywhere?
The console, yeah. You have to have. Yeah, I think you have to have it. No, actually, I think you can just cloud stream it. So like,
that's what I'm saying. I think if you have a good enough internet connection, it can be from anywhere.
Yeah, you can just cloud stream it.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, streaming's definitely not going to be the way to play games for a while, but dude, it's wild to think about that Google Stadia almost launched with Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
The idea is so there, the infrastructure isn't.
No, well, that's the problem. Is that like the people who are making the ideas are like, bro, internet's great, as they live in like Silicon Valley.
As I said, before I got my Series X, at my apartment I had like 300 megabytes per second, sometimes 400. I was able to play, and I could choose between performance or quality. And when I played on performance, it looked so good. On a little thing that was powered by a USB stick. Like, it is wild.
The idea being there is great. It's just like you've got good internet. I don't think. Do you have good internet where you are, or where you used to live?
Down the hall from?
Oh no, I mean your parents' house.
DJ has the best internet in the house.
I sleep next to the router.
He's on the other side of the wall. He gets fucking 800, 900 megabytes per second.
So you're just chilling there being like,
he never waits for a single thing.
No, I bought and downloaded Scholar of the First Sin the other day, and it downloaded in like 5 minutes.
Isn't it like a 30 gig game or whatever?
It's like 15, I think.
Yeah, okay.
But still, it was fucking fun.
The only thing you're limited
I went to the bathroom
is probably
and came back.
the Wi-Fi card in your Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Because the best Wi-Fi card in the house is on my computer, and that I get essentially as fast as the Wi-Fi card goes.
But also a nice thing is, if I'm downloading something on my Steam Deck that you have installed, it'll be like, oh, local device has this.
No
pulling
way.
from that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is wild.
Dude, so like every time I had to update Helldivers and all that shit, it would just be like, oh, Matt's already installed it. We're just going to pull that over.
There you go. Yeah, if you need to, just log into your account and then... But again...
That's so cool, actually.
That is...
Honestly,
awesome.
I know, because it's obviously popular, but like... I'm glad the Steam Deck is doing like well for Steam.
I'm really tempted to buy one, but
just do it.
Especially now that Kingdom Hearts is coming to Steam.
Let's fucking go.
First local portable Kingdom Hearts.
That like just straight up I can buy, not emulate or whatever. Yeah.
I'd like to hear
except Melody Memory.
On pod, it would be fun for the listeners and also me. So me and Carmen are going on our honeymoon because when we got married right before COVID. In September, and then we already took 2 weeks off for the wedding, and so we were going to wait until Carmen was done with school, and when she had off to go on our honeymoon, COVID hit.
Oh, so you just didn't have a honeymoon?
We haven't had one.
Shit, okay.
So we are
I thought it was just like an anniversary thing.
No. So we were like, we haven't had a honeymoon. We don't have to travel Europe yet. We can do that another time. We can do like something, across the ocean another time. Let's just get a travel agent. Tell them our budget and just go. Let's make this as easy as possible. And so we're going to Cancun.
Nice.
It's amazing. All-inclusive resort. Going to Chichen Itza, the Mayan pyramids.
Hell yeah, dude.
Stoked about that.
That's gonna get wrapped into the plot of Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I'm okay with that because I want that smoke. Like I'm
Bro, no, dude. We talked about this multiple times, but dude, the fact that like, you know, you look at like Nathan Drake, like he mows down people, but cutscenes make him out to be like he's a
Not
whatever.
Lara.
No, Laura is a
Lara
fucking
will cap
monster.
your ass.
Yeah, Laura is a fucking.
That's the same.
killer.
Like that. She has the same vibes as when I say like when we again for the thousandth time we've talked about like what I'd fucking do for revenge. Like
Laura's
like,
that. Laura's that bitch.
that with Trinity. She's like, you killed my dad, even though I thought he committed suicide.
It is on site.
Which is okay. It's so fucked what happened to her. She like walked into her dad's office. He had the gun was on his desk, and him dead. Like for years, she
like,
thought.
Yeah, dude.
After her mom died from like some illness. It is wild, and yeah, I would be the same fucking way. I'd be mowing down.
Lara Croft
fucking
is the
Trinity
definition,
people.
especially the new one of it's on site.
She's
It is
basically
fucking-
just fucking Batman.
Yeah,
Dude, no, Shadow though, because we talked about Shadow's fucking like stealth and combat, so it's fucking amazing.
well, their skill tree they like changed it to make it way more like traditional skill tree like, and then there's a bunch of other stuff that gets unlocked with challenge tombs, which is so great. To like reward like and gives you a reason to do a challenge tomb, which then adds like 30 minutes to the playtime. So if you do all the challenge tombs and all that kind of stuff, it's such a long playtime for that game.
But yeah, you're gonna go on your own tomb raiding adventure.
So the one thing I am worried about, it's gonna be hot, and you know, like sunburning and all that kind of stuff is a thing I'm worried about. So I'm thinking like maybe like during the day we like some days we don't like during the day don't go out of the hotel and we just stay inside. And so I'm trying to think of some Switch games that Carmen and I can like play. I'd be even fine with like finishing like 100% completing. You know, if we're having like, you know, like 5 hours out of every day to just play some video games. I thought Luigi's Mansion would be a fun one because she played a little bit with Guigi, like probably only like 3 hours in total during my playthrough. But if we started from the beginning, that's a great co-op game.
Yeah, definitely. It takes a little bit to get to the point where you can get Luigi or Guigi, but that's only like after the tutorial and intro and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not. They changed it so that it's pretty early on that you can add the second player. Any other co-op games? Because we've already played It Takes Two.
I mean, I suggest this to everybody that wants like a Switch co-op game. It was a day one release, but it's called Snipper Clips. It's a co-op puzzler where you play as these two little sentient scraps of paper, and you have to cut each other into different shapes to solve puzzles. And there's some levels where it's like, oh, there's a basketball, and you need to get it into this hoop. So like one of you needs to like cut a little like hoop shape into the other, and then like pick him up on your shoulders so he can toss the basketball in. It's creative.
Another one that I saw that I like Carmen got the demo of, and I thought was really fun and cute. But apparently, which I didn't know, they added a full co-op campaign to, which is Toad's Treasure Adventure.
Yeah, that
was
was
it called?
Treasure Tracker.
Tracker.
That one is really fun.
It's super cute and like just cutesy.
Does Stardew Valley have the multiplayer part on Switch yet?
I think
or
it's
just
just
PC?
No,
Oh,
it
did it
does.
come
It
out?
does because I watched like a video of like
Okay.
ones, and they do.
If that's the case, you could start a world together.
I
Just-
agree,
yeah.
but like talking to Carmen on Saturday when the guys were here, they were like, she was like telling me that which I've kind of known before, but I didn't know that she really didn't like Stardew as much as she's liked all the Harvest Moon games. Like I knew she liked Harvest Moon more,
I knew she didn't
But
like the romances as much.
but when she was like, no, like Stardew Valley is nothing compared to, and I was like, whoa. Like she put in like 60 hours into Stardew Valley. So that's where I'm like,
Yeah.
you just like disavowing it like that?
Well, it's the same people who put in like 100+ hours to like a game and then put out like a fucking retrospective of this game is shit, and here's 100 hours to prove it. Like I would have
Yeah,
dipped at like hour 5.
Negative review, 1,000 hours of gameplay. Shovel Knight is a great
Yes.
one. Full co-op through the whole thing.
Okay.
Shovel
Nice
Knight's
little
perfect.
platformer, good story. That one is amazing.
Shovel Knight. I love that. That's the game that you can
Are
play.
any
too,
like
is,
are
the
the Rabbids
Renaissance.
games co-op?
The ones on Switch, no.
Not Mario and Rabbids now. Okay.
No. Is Rayman Legends? No, it's not.
Rayman Legends is. Rayman
Yeah.
Legends is really good.
I've seen all the shit from Rayman Legends. It
It's-
looks like a beautiful game.
It's
really
beautiful. It's
beautiful.
fun, and then
I saw like the first thing I saw was the Black Betty bit, and I was like, that can't be real.
that's one of the earlier levels.
I know, it was like they really do the "Oh Black Betty" song as he's running through the castle. That is wild.
Yeah, and you have to like time your jumps with the song. I have that one. It's a long game, but it's
Okay.
really fun.
I might take a look in the next
How
couple days.
Do it.
is Ori the 2 Ori games co-op or is it just single player?
I know the first one is single player.
Yeah,
The
that
second one might have co-op. I
Because
think.
those games are really fun platformers and then being fucking beautiful.
There, I will say Ori 2 because I've played both.
Mm.
Ori 2 is definitely, I think, has
Isn't that one like
a
sad
s-
as shit?
I
Dude,
think
or is
Ori
it-
2 has a skill like you really like
skill issue.
like it definitely
yeah.
like you have to be good at platforming
Mm.
at least to get like from the second half of the game in that you really like. There's a lot of different like you're not just pressing like AA. You're like, you're dashing
like that Celeste platforming type shit.
You're dashing, then you're grappling. You're doing all sorts of stuff. It seems like higher level stuff. Like
Yeah.
with Guacamelee 2, like
I was gonna
Guacamelee
say
2,
go back to the classic. Play Guacamelee with Carmen.
Guacamelee 1 is it on Switch.
Yeah, I
They
have
both
the,
are, I think,
the
yeah.
collection.
But then I'll take that because Guacamelee 1 I think is too.
It's one of my favorite platformers.
I agree. Me and my buddy Dylan, we beat it one night. We took some edibles. We got some Baja Burrito
That
in
is the
Nashville.
perfect thing to get like high on.
And we
Guacamelee's
beat
like
the game in like one night, and we finished at like 3 in the morning. It was amazing. And then the second game, the second time when the second one came out, we did the same thing. And then I woke up at like 9 in the morning, and Dylan was up playing, and I was like, "The fuck are you doing?" He's like, "I just gotta get us through this next level. I just know that I can do it." I was like, "Okay." Also,
Bro was determined.
yeah.
He had the warrior's soul in him going.
Yeah, Guacamelee is it's just funny. It's just colorful. And the second one really felt like a sequel. It
I still
didn't feel like
haven't played two.
the same. It didn't feel like the same game, which was. I mean, obviously it did, but it didn't feel
yeah,
like.
it adds things that make it feel new and fresh.
Yes, so that was great.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, just come take a look at my wall,
Okay,
and then
and we'll just see
I'll curate.
and we'll just see what feels right like there and what Carmen's into or not. But we got 6 days to do that. There's only one day that's like we're actually out.
and that's when you're going to look at this stuff.
Yeah, the Chichen Itza. Yeah. So other than that,
Well, yeah,
good ass time.
you've got plenty of options there.
Our travel agent, she was like, when you land in Cancun, there's going to be a lot of people, like when you exit the airport, like to where the cars pick you up, they're going to want to take your bags and they're going to try to help you. Do not let them help you. And I was like, I've seen enough like foreign scam videos on TikTok to know
Yeah.
that like
I played Infinite Wealth. I know what I'm up to.
Yeah, it's like, I know, just don't talk, like I could just pretend to be deaf, with Carmen,
Yep.
and just walk right to where our bus pickup is because it's like by the travel agency. Everything's.
The transportation thing is the best part.
If you guys travel, and when we travel together, and this is also to our viewers, it might seem like an outdated thing, but use a travel agent. They set everything up for you, and she's also like, I'm on call. When we talked to her yesterday, she said the day before she got a call at like around 4 in the morning, and picked up a call because some guy had a flight that got canceled, and she like figured it out and got him a new flight in 30 minutes.
See,
hell yeah,
that
dude.
part is incredible.
And she's like, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're a hero. Like, I can't believe it. And she's like, no, like I appreciate that, but that is my job description. Like, that's not me going above and beyond. That's me doing my job. And I was like, well, I'm really glad.
King
we're good.
shit.
Yeah,
That's-
100%.
yeah.
She's like, I'm on call from like, she's like, even now, like, if you call me like days before, I'll answer and help you figure stuff out. But like, while you're there, any questions at all, you call me. She's like, you just have to make sure, that you're able to get cell service to do that. So I have to set up with AT&T being in Mexico.
Well, we should look into using her for Tokyo then.
100%. So again, killer. Really, I didn't even see like where the upcharge would be, but I hope she gets her what she deserves in this transaction. It didn't feel like a lot of money to us for what we're getting, all inclusive food and unlimited drink. Like but yeah, her being on call and like laying out everything in a 4-page document of what we're doing, all the info, how to do it. There's apps now to help you connect like to the travel agency that helps organize everything. It's all there. It seems so easy. So
That's awesome.
yeah, and it's only 20 minutes from the airport in Mexico.
That is really
Because
nice.
we're flying right into the Cancun airport, and we're flying. It's called a charter flight, so it's
Oh, so it's just direct.
it's direct from Nashville to Cancun, and it's also a charter flight, which means it's only people going there, which means it might be like 100 people at most.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
that's incredible.
So it's not going to be, or it might be a full flight, but it's on a smaller airplane. Like, it's very easy. So yeah, so
Hell
we'll
yeah,
see
dude.
how it goes. But
I'm hyped for you guys.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't know that it was like your honeymoon. I thought
I mean, we're calling it our honeymoon because
Yeah.
it's like a big trip that we've never really taken
Yeah.
before. But yeah, it's
that like I was like because I kept saying like, oh, y'all's anniversary. Like I kept like telling you guys like, yeah, your anniversary would be great. I didn't realize, and I'm thinking back like, yeah, y'all kept saying honeymoon. No one ever like, it was just like, yeah, we're going on a honeymoon, we're going this, and in my head I'm like, oh yeah, the honeymoon anniversary or wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I didn't know it was like, no, this is it.
No,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
because we got married in September of 2019. We were gonna go in May of 2020,
And then fucking the world shut down.
and then everything shut
Yeah.
down.
the world was in ruin.
But what is funny though is that same year in
Three-way
2020,
windows.
in October of 2020, is when Carmen, Kevin, and I bought tickets to go to the lake house, and the round trip tickets were $50.
I remember you telling me that. I was
It-
like, fuck.
I know, it's like it was so.
I mean, I told you gas in Spring Hill during that time was 98 cents one day.
Yeah, it was absolutely incredible, like being able to do that again. Like the only thing we spent money on was like food and booze and weed.
Yep.
Again, like we spent more money on food than we did on our flight.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, and this is gonna sound bad for anyone who like suffered through COVID, but like
For sure.
I miss COVID time because
COVID was so fucking
Bro,
easy for
I
us.
miss the COVID economy was awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, like I have a hybrid car. It was $10 to fill my fucking tank up. I was living,
Yeah.
my boy. I was getting
Also,
paid to do dick at work.
They
I got
started
to tell
doing
customers get the fuck out.
to
Like,
go,
bro,
they did to go drinks at our local Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
So we got
pretty
to-
much every Mexican restaurant did that. You could just walk up to the window and be like, "Give me a pitcher of margaritas."
Yeah, so
Dude.
we got margaritas in the thing, and they again, we like, we got close. We were always close with Casa Jose, and because we would always be going there regularly because it was 2 minutes from our house, and that was driving, around a corner, having to wait at a stoplight and turning. Hold on. But they loved us, and so when we started ordering drinks, we'd be like, "Oh, this is Matt," and they'd be like, "Hey, what's up, Matt?" And they would load our margaritas up. They were so boozy.
2 shots of vodka.
I know that.
Glug, 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 glug.
I know it's like
And then it cuts to the Trailer Park Boys. The guy.
I'll be watching you like a shit hawk.
that bit the Trailer Park Boy did like falling out is did I send you the did I send you guys the Himeno clip of her English dub from Chainsaw Man?
I don't think
No.
so.
It the internet freaked out because the actress was just like going very sensual when her and Denji are about to like fuck, and she straight up says like, "We're gonna fuck" or whatever, but in the most like sensual thing, and then she cuts back to that dude falling down the steps, just like, "Oh fuck," and I was like, "Yeah, dude."
So Luke,
Matt,
we need to talk about JJK.
do we now?
Do we?
Yeah, BJ's like, I mean,
I will give it to BJ. Shit still doesn't make sense, and that bothers me.
It's not that it doesn't make sense. Like I can grasp the things that I've seen. It's just that every character is either from Naruto or from Bleach.
It is. Everything is. I agree. That also pulls me out. Another thing is I can't like root for Yuji. He I know that's like it's just a traditional shonen like
He's
like
just the best boy.
Yeah, he's really powerful
He's selfish.
I can't like and this is again it's weird because I can get behind Saitama, which is like again the most bland character in all of anime.
But Saitama does care about people.
But
He does.
One Punch Man is also like a comedy manga where you're not
it's what is it? It's a like a
parody of shonen tropes and whatnot.
Yeah, it's supposed to like be a
like it's
satire.
He's intentionally that way. Yeah. JJK is weird because Yuji specifically, right?
But I will say who I do love, and I don't know, and I'll ask you here on the pod.
Yeah.
I'll put the JJK on blast. Does Mr. Clap, what's his name, Toto? Does he die?
No.
He doesn't die in the Shibuya?
He just showed back up in the manga.
Thank God.
Toto's the goat.
He's my favorite.
Toto is the fucking goat.
He is like Denji in so many ways.
His introduction.
I'll tell you. So he goes up to like
Megami and Nobara first.
Yeah, so he goes up to Megami first, which is the guy who's essentially just Sasuke. And he goes like what's your type of woman? And he goes like, oh, I don't know, like I'm not gonna share that with you. He's like, somebody with a great personality. And then Nobara's like, that's a great answer. And then he's like, that's a shitty goddamn answer. And he's like, I knew you were boring. I didn't want to believe it. And then beats the shit out of him.
Toto's whole bit, and he got that from somebody else. His bit is that he asks you what your favorite type of woman is, and based on your answer, he knows you. Like he can figure it out. Yeah,
I saw the flashback where the woman who saved him was like, what kind of woman do you...
Which she shows up in season 2.
Okay. So then he asks Yuji that, and he says like a tall woman with a fat ass,
like Jennifer Lawrence,
and then he goes,
brother.
Yeah. And so this whole time he's like my best friend, and then he gives
he has a flashback. He
has these flashbacks to him in like high school with Yuji,
which didn't happen.
Never met before, and then like. Essentially, it's just
he just creates a friendship in his head.
Yes, but it's like it's like a slice of life, like high school anime that he's creating. Like he's like, I want to talk to this girl, and Yuji's like, no, you're not hot enough. And he's like, maybe she's not hot enough for me. Yeah. Like, and it's this, he creates this whole story. I love his name's Toto. I love him.
He has a one of the animators. Apparently, in season 2, he's friends with someone who animates for My Hero.
Okay.
And he did a shot for his friend that Toto does a thing that's straight up like an homage to All Might.
Really?
That Toto has in season 2.
He's also like insanely jacked, even though
dude is fucking ripped.
He also blessed the rains down in Africa.
100%.
I
do love Toto. It's one of my favorite bands.
His clapping ability is one of my favorites, just because it's like as long as he claps, he can switch 2 things with curse energy immediate. And so the fight that him and Yuji have with the Hanami, the tree thing, is he's constantly just clapping, and the animation thing is he's just going ooh. I like doing that. Yeah. And you see him and Yuji just switching, beating the fuck
and then
out
all
of
a sudden then he's about to run, and then the bot, like the guy makes like spikes in the ground where the guy like he throws Toto into, and then Toto goes, and then switches him and the
tree guy
and the tree guy falls into his own thing, and that's dope. But I will say all of that was like fun. The fucking Nobara
and Yuji versus the brothers
fight versus the brothers. I'm like interested vaguely. Like I'm vaguely interested in the show. It's like, but the animation, they timed this whole sequence to, I said in the group chat, to a song, and which is amazing. And then he's like, it's a Cold Rain song, and I'm like, fuck, of course I love it. That's the same people who do Mayday from Fire Force.
At the very least, it's the guitarist and the singer, and then whoever did the soundtrack, they like collaborated for that song. So yes,
it is
Cold Rain.
So fucking good. It's so badass. And then he gets on the car, drives away.
Nobara's whole like resonance thing with her voodoo doll shit.
With the voodoo doll and his arm, does it. He goes off, and then Yuji finishes him off with the punch. It was really good. And I was texting you mid-fight, and I was like, this is pretty good.
Yeah,
and then I said, holy fuck! What the fuck is this fight? It's so goddamn good.
The thing with JJK, and I've said this to you guys even before, season 1 is very much like kind of general shonen shit with slight changes of like because I'm gonna be honest, when I first watched it, I expected a school shooter kid to join the group, not die like straight up, but like I fully expected him, like I fucking forget his name because he's only in that arc, but him being like, he's like, we're gonna go to JJK High together, we'll be friends, and he's like, okay, and then Mahito just goes, no.
I walked in from work the other day, and Matt was watching this one fight between the panda and then this like wooden mech guy.
Matt Mekamaru, yeah.
And I was like, this is just a fucking Tekken match.
Yeah, 100%.
Dude, no, Mekamaru has probably one of the sickest things, and season 2, JJK has.
But then again,
sorry.
they get into all these fucking caveats and stuff. It's like Mekamaru, he doesn't have like cursed energy. It's actually
heavenly restriction.
He has a heavenly pact because he like got so fucked up in life because he has like scar, like he's like just a person that was born with birth defects.
Like he can't go out in sunlight. He can't like it's straight
like the moon fucking fucks me up too.
Like
and then
his
it's like
skin
because
is the most
of that
sensitive.
he has power over wide. And I'm like okay, but anyways,
the heavenly thing is you pretty much if you have like a problem you can get like if something's fucked with you, you can get like a alternate like this will help with that and somehow. So if Mekamaru's
also the packs remind me so much of Chainsaw Man,
the contracts.
Yeah, and so, anyways,
you're this because have you started season 2 yet?
No, I just finished that fight with Nabara.
So you're about to get to season 2, which has Toji, which is my favorite fucking character in the whole show.
Isn't that the second protagonist?
No,
isn't that the white hair guy?
Gojo is.
Okay. Also, what's with the guy who's always like tuna?
He has
speech. Because he can't.
If he says something,
Halloween.
it will happen. So he can only speak in sushi recipes or materials. So like if he actually says like, if he says like fuck this, something might happen. Like
someone will run out of the woods and fuck you.
Yeah, like so that's why when if he says die,
fuck this pussy boy, fuck it.
Like if he
fuck this pussy right boy.
I mean, if he said that, shit might go down. Like that's the whole thing. Is you are
get his pussy fucked.
Yeah. So that's his bit. He can only speak that way. Panda is
bear.
No, actually, he's because you saw him kind of transform into the gorilla thing.
Yeah. Which is just fucking One Piece.
Yeah, that's Tony Chopper.
That's Chopper with his different forms.
Yeah, I guess. I
guess. No, it is.
I haven't gotten
100%
like
it is.
I don't know.
Neo right now.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like I wouldn't know.
So with zone type devil fruit users, those are the ones that don't eat a devil fruit, but they're zone types. It's the ones that are connected to an animal. And they have 3 forms with the animal. But if they're a legendary zone, they have a 4th form. So the one that we saw that I showed you guys with the guy who, not Koba, but the dragon guy.
Yeah, Kondo, whatever.
Kanto, yeah, that guy starts with a K. He's a dragon zone, and so he has a 4th zone type, which is like a legendary zone type. Anyway, but every zone type, which is Chopper, you have 3 forms: one that like does one thing, and one that does another thing, and one does the third thing.
You probably won't see it for a while, but Panda's
gotta die.
He's got broads in Atlanta.
He definitely died. Also, it would be fucking crazy to be only watching JJK and not have read the manga and watching it week to week, because they're like, also on October 31st in Shibuya, shit's about to go down. Like, and then hearing from Luke well before like the Shibuya incident was like, dude, shit's about to go down Shibuya. So many people die.
Well, that's the thing,
and then Shibuya incident comes out in anime and so many people die. It would be fucked to be like a week to week just anime watcher to be like, I do not watch and actually fucking care about the characters.
The thing is, well, yeah, that was me.
I know,
but like,
aren't you glad you watched My Hero after it came out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but even then, he still had moments where he was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, but at least we could get those resolved in one night so that he could continue watching it instead of giving up forever.
The thing is,
I think season 1, episode 1's dubbed.
Oh shit!
I would like to watch that tonight.
Yes.
Thank you.
The thing
I would like to go to the 4 seasons.
Today I saw a balloon.
Yes, mother. I would like to go to the 4 seasons Orlando.
The thing with JJK is like anybody will tell you that once you get to the next arc, which is the Gojo's past arc or hidden inventory, is when it becomes like, oh shit, this is like, because season 1 has like certain things like the kid dying, like the tournament arcs where it's like this is just cool showing and shit.
This is the other thing. I will be more invested if I can know the futures of a lot of these things. So I will ask you like. I mean, I'd be willing to ask it now.
You asked and I texted like, do you really want to know how many fingers he gets? Like I think he has now. Yuji.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's at how many? It's 20, right, total?
Yeah.
He's at 15.
Okay, cool.
in Shibuya.
Okay, cool. The other thing I'd like to know is, I'm assuming it happens because the pact that he made with Sukuna.
That happens. That pact.
So the
comes
real
through.
pact, because the pact that he made before he killed Yuji in the Mind Palace was
That-
like
Let me take over your body for a minute.
a minute.
Yeah.
And you can't. And the second one is you can't remember.
You can't. Well, you can't remember making this pact.
Yes.
So he'll know. And then 2, I can't kill anybody.
I did that. Hold on. Did that really take place? Because in his
Yes.
original pact, it was I get to take over your body for 1 minute and blah blah blah. And then Yuji was like, you can't kill anybody or hurt anybody.
Yeah. You can't kill or hurt anybody. That still comes true.
So does he still fuck some shit up though?
Oh, he does. It's one of the things that's the most like holy fuck moments in the manga later, but it's after the culling games. So you'll probably find out at the end of season 3 why he made that pact, and because he made it after fighting Megami, and because you saw Sukuna has that
Also,
weird thing
can
where like
you tell me
Megami's kind
now
of crazy. Yeah,
why he fucking hates Megami and why that shit with Megami? What's his connection to Megami?
Sukuna or
Yes.
it doesn't know he hates it. He wants the 10 Shadows power.
Which is what
The
power?
summoning thing that Megami has. It's like one of the most powerful things that a sorcerer can have.
Really?
Well, you'll see in Shibuya.
And he's just a fucking sage
Pretty
from
much.
Naruto.
Yeah, kind of. He's like a
But he
summoner.
just yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
He summons a frog, a snail, and a snake.
And then you'll see him summon Maharaga, which is the big fight.
And he summons dogs, which is just Kakashi.
Yep.
You'll see, yeah, JJK has the most blatant. I like that.
I hated the part when he were like, I want to learn the Rasengan. I'm like, fuck you.
He said, I forget what he said in the manga, but it was different. Oh no, he said in the manga he straight up says like, can I use a sword so I can be like Ichigo, like straight up like.
They
he said-
animated it in the thing, didn't they? And then he was like, I want to do Kamehameha.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other part though is when he's watching the films to learn how to control his cursed energy. He's watching Lord of the Rings, and they literally make the
Yeah.
scene with Sam
Straight up.
in anime. And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
why the fuck isn't this
Just
why-
an anime.
Why?
Give me a Lord of the Rings anime.
Yeah.
In the anime, you can also see the cover for the Dark Knight on the table, and
Yeah.
I was like,
It's again, so part of that is comical and
Well, so a
enjoyable
lot of those
because
in-
of how much it pulls from everything. But then sometimes I'm like, this is not original. It's like
he's very much like the story itself generally. Like I said, season 1 or like the first few arcs is just I've seen this before. Just with it's a little darker in flavor. That's pretty much all it is.
you know what did that the best, and then they canceled it? Ayashimon.
what's that?
It's a manga that was really fucking good, and
Yeah,
they canceled
the
it after,
whole
like,
story was this guy basically got raised by Denji's dad, but the only
Denji's dad.
yeah, Denji's dad that would like fucking beat him and
Oh, okay.
some of the Yakuza and shit. And his only like moment of solace every week was reading like Shonen Jump that people would throw out. So he grew up wanting to be like a Shonen Jump guy. So he like goes into this world where he's like fighting demons. He like trains for years and years, and he's like the strongest human that's ever lived. He like punches his dad's head off, kills him, and then he gets to fight this huge demon. And he's like, "What would my heroes do?" And then he sees Goku, and Goku tells him, "Use the Kamehameha." And then he yells Kamehameha, and then he just punches the guy in the face, and he dies.
I hate that got canceled. And then
Here's
they
the
still
other
put
thing,
out.
though, is like I've been watching this and been again amused. That's what's been keeping me there. But I see stuff on TikTok that's like a random thing I've never heard about. I'm like, this looks dope, but again, showing one clip from like an anime doesn't make the whole
anime good.
well, at least watchable. And so, but the one, going off of recommendations of friends, because I'm doing that. So I'm thinking I'm going to catch up to JJK because I'm already at like episode 20.
And you also you catch up pretty fast. It's like what 20.
The pacing is moderately good. There are a couple fights that I feel like are like a little too long that are cut between episodes, but then they like end it with like something good.
What did you think of Nanami, the businessman, with his? Because
I
he's
know
the fan
that
favorite.
in Shibuya he's like super simped on.
Yeah, because they did a scene where he like grips the femboy's like ponytail, yanks,
Which
him up
is
in
the
his-
same
yeah.
femboy that shows up in the attack during the.
Yeah.
That literally just runs away and doesn't do
Yeah,
shit.
he dies, and it's the greatest thing in the fucking show.
Okay.
I'll tell you that right now. I went yes.
So he seems okay. It's like he seems like his whole personality is just like supposed to be kind of funny.
Well,
because his whole thing is like, I'm a businessman and I don't like business. I only chose to be a jujutsu sorcerer because it's easier than working a 9 to 5. Oh, it's past 3 o'clock. I am gonna be done with this fight because I do not work. He doesn't go.
That brings up
overtime.
a point I wanted to make. There can't be more than 2 syllables in the thing that everybody is in your manga, or else it sounds really fucking gay.
What, like a jujutsu?
Jujutsu sorcerer,
Yeah.
hero, ninja, soul reaper.
Yeah.
Easy to say.
Okay.
Just call them fucking mages.
Or sorcerers.
That's the thing. That's one thing that in the manga they're just sorcerers. They don't specify hardcore. They will occasionally, but like most of the time it's like, oh, the sorcerers are here. Like we have to
Also,
go. Like and I'm like, oh, it's so much easier. But then you watch the anime. These jujutsu sorcerers.
I have a
like,
couple more questions. In the perspective, because you've already told me what happens with Gojo and him. He actually getting sealed because they brought back his dead old best friend. Where does that happen in
Shibuya?
In the beginning of Shibuya?
It's the kickoff.
Okay.
Because with Gojo
gone.
sealed, everything's fucked.
Now, do they get in the manga? Do they get Gojo back?
After the culling game.
Okay, that's
So
good.
it's like you have to go a whole nother arc full of really cool fights.
Now you
and
said
move
that Gojo, his thing is that he just can't be touched.
He was born with 2 curse techniques, which it's very rare when that happens. But he has the limitless, which is that infinity. Well, it's the 6 eyes, which means he can see anything, and then limitless, which is or infinity,
where he takes the pill.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Where he pretty
Really
much
good at the
he has
stock market.
Yeah.
he has control over infinite space, which is why you can't touch him, or rain doesn't touch him, whatever. He can dictate how far that goes.
Okay.
And like we saw that fight where I showed you, like, oh, he died. It's because the sword specifically that Toji has is a sword that nullifies curse techniques altogether. So it's the only thing that could have got to Gojo.
But he comes back.
This is where shit gets out of
It's
pure
okay.
unadulterated spite and like, I'm not losing here. He taps into. So curse techniques are like the negative emotions around you.
Yeah.
When you go to reverse curse techniques, it's the positive. It's
Okay.
literally like a magnet. So he was able to fix his body by reverse curse technique, but out of pure unadulterated, I'm not losing. Like, I can't die. I'm not going to lose. Because not because of what happened, which I'm not going to spoil the rest of Hidden Inventory, because like that one you need to watch.
Okay, that's fair.
But
can you tell me? And we still haven't gotten a domain expansion from Yuji.
Yuji, no. We might be getting there though in the manga. Like,
I mean, I'm guessing that's going to be like a huge fucking moment.
Well, we're already at a moment where, so in the manga currently, so they've talked about Black Flash, which is a thing that just happens.
Yeah, I already know about Black Flash.
Yuji now has the highest record of Black Flashes. He's hitting 17 in a row on Sukuna himself, currently in the manga.
Inside the Mind Palace? How do they get 2 bodies?
You'll get there.
Okay.
But so he's effectively, Yuji has, through the pretty much a lot of JJK is the author really likes fight scenes.
Does Sukuna get another vessel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then,
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
See, I already know stuff. Okay. Yeah.
We've spent 30 minutes on JJK.
No, we haven't.
Yes, we have.
He's been watching.
It's been like 25
I guarantee
minutes.
this motherfucker's been looking.
The second we started, he's like,
Time to count.
Yeah.
All right. All that to say, Mob Psycho
that
bodies.
was the next one I was going to watch after JJK.
Yeah, he bodies the whole verse. Fuck JJK. Gay shit. If you're mad about Assassin's Creed, kill yourself. It's gonna suck anyway.
Bro, that shit is crazy.
Yeah, like
I looked at the trailer and went, hey, this is cool, and then moved on, and then I look on Twitter, what the fuck, is there a Black Samurai in my Japanese game?
Ubisoft fans racist as hell.
Dude, no, and it is the most like, oh, now you give a shit about representation? Because people are like, what about the Asian men? It's like, what the fuck?
What about the fucking female Spartan?
Yeah, well, it's like, yeah, and she's the canon one. Whatever. But like people are saying like there's no Japanese representation, forgetting that there's a fucking Japanese woman.
Yeah, there's like Kunoichi right there.
Yeah.
She's the secondary protagonist.
Yeah, no, they just didn't like that there's a black man as a samurai, even though he's historically actually there.
No, what they say they don't like is they don't like real historical figures in
Shut the
their
fuck up.
fictional.
Which is bullshit because that is what Assassin's Creed
but hold
is.
on. Don't get mad at me.
I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying that is a terrible argument.
That is the statement that is being used amongst Ubisoft.
Yeah, and
gamers.
I wanted to kill myself when I had helped George Washington in Assassin's Creed 3. Go fuck yourself. That's the whole appeal.
That's the thing. Well, the funny thing too is people are going like over the years, people have been like, I kind of don't like Connor in 3. People didn't like that he was just there for all of it. Just like technically all the stuff happened because he was there. People were like, this feels like our OC character is actually the most important person in the world kind of thing. And now it's like, well, here's just a historical character who will be there.
Yeah, that fixes that problem.
And now people are going, I don't want to play as the
Not him,
historical
though.
guy. Yeah,
Not him.
Not the black one.
Everybody should go watch Afro Samurai. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, actually.
Sam Jackson.
That Yosuke anime I actually liked.
I haven't seen it. I've seen the thumbnail for it.
People were getting pissy because it's not action heavy, which is like
technically Samurai Jack.
Yeah, but he was Japanese.
Yeah, but he's played by a black guy.
Yeah, he was.
That's true.
Yeah, well, Samurai Jack is fire.
Hell yeah.
I want to play that video game they did. I heard it was all right.
I have it. It's like a 3D action game. It seems pretty cool, but I haven't played it yet.
Yeah,
I haven't finished the show, so I don't think I can.
Yeah, doesn't it go through the final season?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember playing one of those Flash games on CartoonNetwork.com that was like, thinking back on it now, I'm like, this is probably really bad to play now, but it's like a platformer, like action game, and I was like, I remember it being slow as shit.
The best Flash game on a cartoon website was the Disney Channel one where you played as Stitch's brother
and
catching the sandwich pieces.
The sandwich baker thing.
So fire.
That started my internet addiction.
Mm-hmm. While we've got a little bit of time left, talk about Cyberpunk.
That's
and
exactly what I was going to say.
Inflate my penis.
Do you want to talk about
Well,
Cyberpunk,
I
or
think
would you
you
like to inflate his
self-inflated
penis?
your penis during some of
It's
our...
gonna do both.
Some of our...
Before we get to the actual cool shit about this, BJ pretty much made Matt go through a very mini sex scene
I
with
do
him.
need to bring that up because I realized this after that every time you have sex in the game, I'm just like, all right, you bang.
Yeah,
and then,
exactly. That's
and
what
then,
I.
yeah.
That's why I said, "What the fuck?"
And then the
BJ?
second
That's why I was like,
he
this is-
actually has
I
sex,
said, this
you're
feels
like,
so targeted
we have
and
to
weird.
role play. Yeah.
Luke already has his connection to his fiance. I need to make more connection with you and this girl you met a week ago.
Okay. In my head, I should have just made him fucking like not into anybody.
Just straight up like, I'm asexual and I don't want to fuck anybody.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
only focused on the job.
Yeah, 100%.
Our next tabletop
to be
playthrough,
fair,
Matt's like,
I will be very honest. This was the best session we've had. The best session
100%.
of tabletop RPG that I've ever had.
was there even a single moment of combat in last week's? Or the past 2 weeks? Has there
There
been?
was an opportunity
yeah.
for combat.
Oh, there was. Mm-hmm. Oh wait, no, yeah, because we fucked up. Morgan Blackhand. I almost said Waylon Blackhand. That's not his name. Morgan Blackhand.
Yeah, there was combat, and we fucked him up. So
Very short combat because all of his implants were disabled.
So at first we get to Zion and we did the coolest fucking thing in the whole fucking session, which was freeboarded down into Zion on cool ass sick freeboards, listening to dope ass music.
I wrote in
canon.
that the ghost of Matt died and went to hell because of freeboarding in Zion.
and then ascended to heaven.
Ascended. Well, yeah, I love that you made me hallucinate because we before that we made like a bit about like, oh, did I take some of Rhodey's drugs or whatever, and then you pulled that into, so you see Matt a loser in red skinny jeans and a goatee,
with a goatee.
And I'm like, I fucking love this campaign, dude.
So we get to none of our shit works, like electronics, and we get to the office. We
Me and Matt had the most
go to the top floor, and there's this like metal box in the middle of the floor, and it's pretty obvious that this is like a trap. There's some blood around there.
We spent a good bit trying to figure out how to split the party up.
Then I send like everybody. I'm like, all right, everybody go back, but I want Cassie to like go down to the technical levels and try to see what information she can get. So we get
the
in the
only
box.
person that stayed with you guys was Ash.
Yeah, so it was
So we get in the box. Gas starts filling the box.
You also saw Merle's dead body.
The dead body of Merle was there. R.I.P.
He died for a great cause.
Yeah, he sure did. And we wake up and we're in a room.
Has that been the only casualty so far? Merle?
I'm gonna pee.
Let me think about that. Merle died.
We've had close calls.
Ava nearly died.
And
Alofa nearly died.
And Cassie nearly
Cassie I rolled death saves for Cassie too.
Could have been actual death.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did roll death saves for all these people that could have died, and they all miraculously survived.
That's what gets me is I'm like, you are being fair. Is that you're like, I'm going to roll death saves. I'm going to see what happens. And then like, be like, okay, the dice said they lived and you moved on.
Yep.
It was...
That boy pissing loud as fuck.
And listening to a fucking podcast while he does it.
Matt's holding his phone with both hands and his dick's just fire hosing around.
But no, dude. So we get captured. Everybody gets captured. So everybody that we sent out of the room gets captured, tied up, and tied to chairs, beaten and bloody. Me, Matt, and this character Ash are tied up, hands above, like connected to the ceiling, our feet tied to the ground. And yeah, dude, we're all like, oh shit, we fucked up. This is bad. And in walks Morgan Blackhand, legend of Night City, working for Biotechnica Nightcore. Or is he just
Nightcore.
Okay, and so he's over here being like,
I don't know what Nightcore is.
They are basically the company that created Night City. They as the years have gone on, they've become more of like an Illuminati kind of thing underneath the city. Like the whole thing with the Peralezes is heavily rumored to be like Night Corp shit.
The Who's?
The Peralezes in 2077, the politician that's like their memories are getting wiped.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's like Night Corp
the
shit.
two who were looking at V like they wanted to fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two. But yeah, we met Morgan Blackhand. That shows up.
We were all tied up, and thankfully we had gotten some sweet new tech because while we were down there, like there was a TV on with all of the rest of our crew tied up, you know, on the other side of the screen in some other room. And which happened first?
Well, we immediately were like, "What do we do? What do we do?" And
we told BJ.
We told BJ to leave the fucking room.
What happened first was on the screen. You saw Cassie get fucking clocked by that baseball bat to the side of the head.
Mouthing off to Morgan.
And then you guys were like, "BJ, leave the room."
And so we pretty much, well, because Matt already had a plan. He's like, I'm just gonna do this. I'm like, well, what about this? So like, BJ, leave the room. We have to talk about this. And so we literally kicked the DM out, and we're going through this whole thing, overthinking it like a motherfucker. But to be fair, we didn't know the twist that was about to happen
That's
either.
fine, because one-on-ones for both of you are coming.
Oh fuck.
Hell yeah.
But the big thing was,
I'll be okay.
I'm gonna die tonight.
Yeah.
It's not tonight.
Oh.
I have to write like page-long stories.
Last night, BJ was like, "All right, I'm going to bed and writing stuff," and I was like,
Nice.
"Damn."
I basically have to write short stories for each of you.
We better split the party up and have like, nice.
But we'll be able to do it in one night.
me and
So it'll basically just be like, Matt, go sit on the couch. Luke, go sit on the couch.
Whoa.
And then I'll be like,
You're
all
not
right.
even gonna let us hear?
Mm-mm.
That's
so,
fun.
Oh, so you want us to have like just like that?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, that's gonna be good. All right. Well, so yeah, me and Matt. So Matt had the idea of, I have a grenade arm. I'm gonna fucking shoot like the ceiling. Mm-hmm. And I'm over here going like, bro, if like I was like, BJ got me overthinking like a motherfucker, where I was like, if we get Morgan, what's to stop them from killing the rest of our crew? Like, we're fucked, all this.
And I was like, nothing. He's already like, there's nothing stopping him from killing the rest of our crew. Like, we have nothing to lose.
It's the only way to save lives potentially.
Yeah, it's
so,
like we have no like he like unless he like starts to be like, hey, I have a proposition for you.
I think you guys kind of grazed over the fact that I was like, you're hanging like a pretty good distance from the ceiling and your feet are tied directly to the floor.
Yeah, and I that flew by my head. I was more like, if I didn't even say you. I was like, if Morgan was trying to like, if the only thing like, if his only plan is just to kill us because we've been fucking up his plan.
You just would have killed us.
Then then we have nothing to lose. Like then the end game for him is him kill us. Like if that's the plan for us is us to die, then let's go. Let's go balls out. Then we die. And then it's the end of the campaign.
So we pulled BJ back after that, and BJ starts to kind of, you said, so you guys also got some new chrome, and Matt freaks the fuck out. He goes, we have to do it. And then the sickest shit of shoot Like,
Yeah, so I got Morgan like close to me, and I started like whispering to him of like, what you didn't realize is, and I was like, you're messing with the wrong people essentially. And then
Yeah, he shot his grenade arm up into the ceiling, freeing their hands.
I immediately, because I got a fucking shield on my arm, so I immediately was like, all right, I got to protect our boy Ash over here. And you said the thing was on, right? Like he had
The
turned
thing
the
was
MP
off
Yeah,
because the TV was on.
yeah, and so which is I like that I didn't think of that at all. I was like, oh, we're fucked. But then so Matt got his what's your gun called?
The microwaver.
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 And his grenade arm, and just was like holding this motherfucker hostage. Or did you? Yeah. And so we got out.
And then I gave you the cuffs, and I was like,
We
all
hog tied
right.
him.
And this is maybe, I mean, until later sessions, this is gonna be the coolest thing that I've done as a character with Luke. It was the fucking best goddamn tag team of all time. It got me so goddamn hard. I was like, I'm gonna count down, and you're gonna answer Aaron's questions. And Aaron was like, all right, who does this is it? And I was like, 10.
Yeah, I was like, tell us who you work for. Tell us who your fucking boss
So
is. Like,
in real time, had to exposit in 10 seconds. And then I got to a point where Matt was finally like, he stopped counting.
And then he said something else, and I was like, that just bought you 5 fucking more seconds.
Wasn't it about was it
And
Michiko? Yeah.
Morgan was like,
Oh, yeah,
that's
'cause-
good. You're much more cooperative than your father. And then you went 5, 4, 3,
2, 1.
No, it was way back. I went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And I was like, sorry.
Boom, 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 boom.
And
Click, click, click,
originally the head was blown off, but then we're like, fuck, we might need a cyber. So
Yeah.
can I switch it? I shot him in the chest.
Yeah, I was
and
like,
then
I'll just shoot him
BG's
in the
like,
chest.
yes, there's a giant gaping hole right where his chest would be, and I was like, oh yeah.
And then Luke was like, I want his jacket.
Yeah, I was like, I want his jacket.
But the reason you guys were so comfortable with doing all of this was because Kelvin came in to save the day.
I'm glad me and Matt didn't figure it out.
I don't think it was you saying you got some new cyberware that could really help you. That's not what triggered it. It was Kelvin. We saw, then Kelvin, BJ was like, Kelvin shows up on the screen, and you see lights flashing in the back of his neck. And both, did you figure it out?
Like we both looked at each other.
You knew. I was, oh shit!
He's got a Sandy.
Oh, he's got a Sandy.
So yeah, Kevin.
And then Luke also was like, oh, he does.
Kelvin is a character in this campaign who just keeps disappearing on us.
Again, it is so funny that it's taken us so long. I thought it was just you were like playing out the fact that Kevin is always wandering and disappearing. And yes and no, it is that, but there's a fucking
in-universe
reason it's fucking grounded. It's so good.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm not gonna lie, there was probably points where I was like, yeah, Kelvin's like the joke character. He just kind of is, like we'll see him occasionally. He appears and it's like, oh, this funny bit. And I love that you're like, I cannot believe. Like, I thought like, this is the week they're gonna find out for sure.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we just haven't. So I'm glad that the reveal was Kelvin shows up. Sandeva sends the captors.
But you guys not understanding that until I spelled it out for you, emblazoned the next thing that I talked about to be like, oh, they won't get it until I actually put it on like screen or whatever.
No, you know how I love my shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so fucking good, dude. And then
Alofa's back.
Yeah,
Alofa's back.
I love too. By the way, like there's another section where I started looking at Matt.
A lot happened. So then we go down. We'll walk everyone through. Yeah. So we go. We kill Morgan Blackhand. Kelvin saves everybody. He takes us to them, and then we get Cassie. I'm like, fuck, because I asked BJ, which again makes me so happy that like again I feel like we are working really well as a team of DM to players, because the week before I was like, how much does fucking Trauma Team like subscription cost? BJ found it, and I was like, I'm gonna call in Trauma Team like right now. And so we get Cassie out of there, and then we go to investigate like the other floors of Biotechnica. There's one floor that has like it's a manufacturing area. It seems to be like of like plates and body parts, kind of like cyberware. And then in the middle of it is like the indent of a body.
A big injection mold, basically.
Like I looked at it as like a fucking like a slab that's with the indent. It's like kind of raised a little bit.
Yeah,
that's what I've kind of looked at.
That's exactly what I was trying to.
Yeah, and so I'm over here. Yeah, who figured out? Was it you?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, it didn't take me long at all, because once you said you see, like you look, because rolling for perception and stuff. He's like, you see that there's like a chip in the side, and you go and grab it, and it's the Caldwell chip. And I was like, when he said that, I asked one more question. I think it was before.
Well, because you asked about
you were
did we
like,
find casings around?
You were
or
like, how does it look? And I was like, it's burnt out and unusable now.
But yeah, and then I asked a question before that was like, okay, in the manufacturing plant, is there any like body parts? Are they any like a certain color? And then I was like, oh my god, my dad's RoboCop. But to be fair, I said I was not this calm when I figured it out.
Yeah.
I freaked the fuck
We were
out,
all
and I was
also,
like laughing
drunk.
and pointing at BJ. I was like, "You fucking put RoboCop in this goddamn! Oh my god!" Yeah,
I mean, I already put Mad Max in.
yeah,
It was a given.
yeah.
That's what I love about this is that it's been like. I think I made the joke a couple weeks ago. I was like, "How many times have you watched a movie and been like, I'm gonna put that in my campaign?" And you kind of like,
We just the other day we were looking for something to watch, and I was like, "Do you just want to rewatch 2049?" And Matt was like, "Yes." So we sat there and we watched it all, and there were certain points where
Before we go this over, it's a perfect movie.
Yeah,
Great movie.
it's amazing, and it just gets better every time I watch it.
100%.
And there were parts where it was like Decker says this line where he's like, "Sometimes to love somebody, you got to be a stranger." I was like, "Ooh," putting that in my notes.
I love.
Luke, do you remember during our session something I said to BJ, and BJ was like, drunkenly was like, 3 fucking like inspiration points for you. That was so good because it was a reference to something else that BJ and I like. Do you remember what that was?
Was that like your line you said?
I said a line, and it took BJ a second. And he was like, "Yes, Matt, I love that."
I forget the.
Oh, that's so good. The
problem is-
3 inspiration points.
This is the-
I remember it because it was so fucking hype when I said it, and then I knew BJ would get a kick out of it, and I forget what it was.
I think it was a Blade Runner reference when you were talking to Morgan, and I was like, "That's cool. That gay is hot. Gay is in. I want some gay."
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
There's a.
Again, why it worked well because like I'm able to just like quote things that I know we all love, and everyone will get hyped from it.
The best thing about it is like if you ever ask me like, can you like specify like what y'all did in the game? I'm like, no, because I'm drunk as shit. But
No.
I can give you the hypest shit moments and storylines that happen.
So another thing that
'Cause we're
happened.
drunk
So
as
we went
fuck.
to the Ren Fair on Saturday. It was supposed to rain. I told BJ the night before. I was like, "There's no refunds. If like we can't go, I'll give your money back." But like if there's a possibility of rain, because Tennessee and
Yeah.
weather changing, it's like we might be able to go for 2 hours, and that's honestly probably as much as I need. And I woke him up at like 10:11 around there, 10:30.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's clear. We got at least like it rains at 2. Like if we leave at 12, we'll get 2 hours. And we left at 1:20, and we got there at like 12, and it was
It was fun.
a lot of fun. And Lee, he had just gotten back from a work trip, so he wasn't going, but he was so stoked for us to go. And then I told everybody in Discord that like after Ren Fair, I was like gonna do a grill out, and Lee was like, "Oh, can like Adam come?" And Adam is who we saw the
Spy Family movie
Spy
with.
Family movie come, and then he asked to invite Kyle, who's another guy from Discord. And I text Ezra, and I'm like, "Hey, like, you coming over?" And he was like, "No, I'm working." And then
He was like, "You should have told me about this earlier."
and I was like, "Bitch, I did. Like, I know for a fact because." And then I remember the exact thing that happened in Discord. I was like, on the 18th, we're going to Ren Fair, and you're coming, and then afterwards you're coming over to my house. And he's like, no, I'm busy. Nah, I'll be there. Like, that whole thing happened. I was like, no, I know for a fact I've told you. And then, again, they pull up, all 4 of them, with Ezra in the car. We grilled out, played some games, but BJ, and Lee and I all talked about our Cyberpunk campaign, and Lee was loving it. And he wants to come one Tuesday. I told him he doesn't. It's an open invitation. He can drop by whenever he fucking wants.
If you can find a fun like if if Lee's coming, if you can give him a random character, just like, oh, this is for a one-off.
Make
like
him
he shows
another
up.
tech wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be the best. And then I can just be like, okay, you guys are working this job for this fixer, and then this other guy's coming with.
Yeah,
That'd be so fun.
yeah, it would be. But Lee was like, you should record. And BJ and I have been talking about recording and possibly at least audio, not video. But
Would we want to start recording this or do a new thing?
I think we're gonna start recording on Arc 2.
Arc 2.
Act 2, yeah.
because it'll add some things for the people that are listening to it, add some mystery with the things that I plan to do. So
we were also talking about we could keep it on the same YouTube channel, but just add it to a different playlist because different like YouTube stuff, they have like 3 different things going on.
You can now have like podcast tiers where it just shows like your podcast.
I add all of our stuff to our podcast playlist. So
we could have a side quest D&D.
But we might want to do a separate Spotify.
Yeah.
And call it, and I've already come up with the name, Side Quest Adventures.
Nice.
Yeah, it works well. It's perfect.
Well, do we want side quest adventures, and that's where we just put all D&D stuff?
yeah,
Yeah.
just tabletop.
Or tabletop. Okay.
All TTRPGs.
What do we want to call this campaign? Do we have a name? Do you have a name?
Technically, what Critical Role does is they name their campaigns after the name of the group, and we do have a name of our group.
Yeah, so it might be the sharpening of the blade or something like that. Who knows?
Blade.
The blades.
The Blades.
I'm very interested in like the.
And if they were to run, they would be Blade Runners. 2049.
I mean, there are Edge Runners.
There are, and you guys are the blades. So
Damn, it's there.
We're the Blade Edge Runners. That's too long of a name.
we're the blade edgers.
We're the Edgers.
We're the Edgers.
Edge Bladers.
We're the Edgers.
I can only edge if I have a blade in my hand.
I'm warging all over the place. So really good shit that's going on.
We ended up like that's the thing I love too. BJ's willing to give like character fan service and
we'll,
stuff.
We'll run over a couple more things. Cassie's okay.
Cassie's okay.
The
I proposed to my girlfriend.
The connection I have to Trauma Teen is the son of Yoshida. The fuck, and then third, I banged BJ, which means I banged Akari.
Yep, and Ikari is also
Michiko
the soul
Arasaka.
killed body of Michiko Arasaka.
Who is the only person that
Adam Smasher ever loved.
Which
Which you now have to keep.
like I know that's
keep,
my 1v1. I know it's gonna happen.
It can't be a 1v1.
only V could 1v1 that fight.
You're both going to be there for the Smasher fight. Otherwise,
Which-
you're going to have nothing to do.
Are you gonna? Because you said that this is canon.
I'm trying to keep it as canon as possible.
Are you going to at some point just be like, this is more fun if we fuck it up now? Because like, what if we do really well? What if we just roll really well during the Smasher fight and kill him?
We'll see.
Because like,
But Smasher can be like put back together.
I guess yeah.
He has multiple different bodies.
Yeah.
So it's not a far-fetched thing to be like, okay, his consciousness got uploaded right before you shot him in the face.
Yeah, because I was thinking about like, because I was thinking about this last week where I'm like, I can imagine BJ just saying fuck it, because already we have the idea of like,
But I don't want a fucking campaign for first campaign with this.
Well, not like-
that's what I
not-
told BJ. I was like, I'm really like, for a first campaign, I think this is going really well. I'd also be like really okay with like us moving on to like, I mean, because the whole thing is also like with like again, good long form stuff that's like long form and long running TTRPGs is you have to have like stuff that it is able to work long form, and it's like I'm not saying we need 30 like or 140 episodes like a Critical Role campaign, but it would be able to have a good ending point, and it would be nice again if that ending point was us just living on in the lore of Cyberpunk.
I'm not saying he's got to go full fuck it, but if he's like trying to write the story and be like, oh fuck, like I don't know if I can make this work with canon, and just kind of saying, you know what,
so far with everything that I have, it all fits in pretty perfectly.
I feel like our decision with Michiko is going to be the kicker.
Not necessarily.
Because she's in 2077.
But you might
Yeah.
just have a copy of the chip,
That is fair.
which is a canon thing. There's multiple Johnny Silverhand chips out there.
Are there really?
Yeah. Like there's still the Johnny Silverhand in
Ingram.
Mikoshi when V has the chip in his head and all that stuff.
I'm very interested because, like, I know Michiko Arasaka, the character, is in 2077, depending on an ending you get. So it's like, at some point, I guess, if we want to keep it canon, she's got to get her body back.
Yeah, but also nobody's picking the Arasaka ending.
That is true. So we could just say that was not canon.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
100% not canon.
You're picking the
The
Avocados.
Pan Am ending is it.
So yeah. I it's been so fun because like
There's some stuff I talked to BJ about that I can tell you once this is done, but I'd much prefer to talk to you about it instead of BJ because it's hard also telling my DM like
here's this
things
idea
like-
I have. Yeah.
It's hard right now because I have insane stuff that's coming up that I can't comment on certain things.
Yeah, for sure. Again, it's like I also don't want you to like change, be like, that's a good idea, Matt. Let me do that. Unless it's like, but you know, like the thing I told you, it's like I don't want you to have to write that in. I just was thinking like, I'm sure like V is a complex person, which I hope that I portray him as we're role playing, that he's a complex person. So who knows?
Well, like the only thing that I talked to BJ about, like future wise, is stuff that's like, oh yeah, if you know, for like the future arcs, like what could like be the lead up to arc 2, because like I don't know if you have a time jump planned or if you want to do anything else.
There's no time jump, and I also cannot tell you a single thing.
But I because
Are
I know
we really in the thick of it?
Now that you're in Night City, it's rolling.
Yeah.
because I remember in campaign, H and Alofa mentioned just going like, let's go private, dude.
Dude, what's fucking crazy is before he even said that was the idea. I said when I told Alofa, I was like, I have an idea. I
think we thought of that around the same time during.
I was like, before
PlayStation.
BJ, I was like, let's go private. Let's go the other guys.
I had mentioned to BJ that if like, oh, if you guys go in private, because my whole thing is the band thing, is that like, oh, I'm just kind of that like guy you hire occasionally. Like I'm like part time, whatever.
Well,
it's like,
here's another thing. Again, I can talk about it now, but I was like, why don't we fucking have like we could open up a venue like that? Then in the back suite of the venue during the daytime is just a PI office. Yeah. Like that works for both.
We
like,
open up a club and it's
it's like no, yeah. If we're in Night City and you like, especially for actual musicians, like having a consistent club that they play at is way better than fucking traveling.
Well, also
it's like you can actually
you have a residency. in Night City.
You can have an apartment. Like
I
have all your shit set up. You don't need to fucking pay for travel like roadies to like come with you.
We can finally fire that fucker.
Yeah, 100%.
Holy shit.
He is the only one making merch and marketing you guys right now.
For sure. I mean, we can give him other jobs, but you know what I'm saying? It's like in actual musicians, like permanent gigs are way better. That's why people like, to be fair, live and die in Vegas, is because permanent gigs are really appealing.
That's true.
It was something I mentioned to BJ that I'm like, because I didn't think about it for a second. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I could be a musician and still be an edge runner type mercenary doing jobs.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't think about it because I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do if I'm doing this? I'm like, oh yeah, fuck. So I'm like, yeah.
No, I mean, again, I'll talk to you in character about the idea that I just proposed, but we'll see how that plays out further down the campaign. Because right now we're in the thick of it, and I'm still PD. So, well,
shout out to Dubby, sponsor of the episode.
Love
Dubby. They got great Jittoless energy. They've got sick merch. The shaker cups are really good.
They have all sorts of different shaker cups. They have the new Nalgene's. It's great.
Big fan of the again, Beach and Peach is the flavor I keep coming back to. I don't know if you can buy it anymore. I checked. I don't think you can, but I got that tub of the Encounter Cream or whatever, which is that Encounter crew who had their collab thing. So, which is just orange and cream.
Yeah.
So, but good flavors, good energy. It's not too chalky either. That's another thing. Like, you know,
I haven't had any W that's been chalky.
Yeah, so like which to be fair, I think that anybody who complains, I'm gonna be honest. I think if anybody really complains about chalkiness in their shit,
you're putting too much shit in your shit.
Use the spoon. Don't over scoop it.
Yeah, go with the serving size.
Yeah, so it's good.
You can always make another drink. It's just water.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to W. Use code TakeItSleazy at the checkout. Get 10% off. Thank you for listening and watching. Check us out on YouTube. Spotify, TikTok, wherever you see.
Apparently, we actually have like 9% of our viewers are on Apple Podcasts.
Nice.
Interesting.
I know. I just looked that up the other day. So,
yeah.
Hi, Apple people.
Hello, Apple fans.
Yeah.
We don't know who you are, but thank you for listening.
And as always,
take it sleazy.